Mind is everything. What you think, you become is written and published by Audiobook Hub. Introduction. What if I told you that everything in your life, your success, your struggles, your confidence, and your fears, starts in your mind? The way you think shapes the way you live. Every choice you make, every habit you build, every goal you achieve begins with your thoughts. If you believe in yourself, you'll take action. If you doubt yourself, you'll hesitate. In this book, you will learn how to take full control of your mind, break free from fear, and develop unstoppable confidence. You will train your thinking to push through challenges, stay motivated, and refuse to settle for less. You will discover how successful people think, how they handle obstacles, and how they stay focused no matter what happens. Have you ever felt stuck, like something is holding you back? That stops now. This book will help you reprogram your mindset so you can take charge of your future. You will develop the mental strength to overcome excuses, eliminate weak thoughts, and create the life you want. Your mind is powerful. The question is, are you using it to build your success or limit it? Let's begin. Chapter 1. Control your thoughts and take charge of your life. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It shapes the way you see the world, determines the choices you make, and ultimately creates the life you live. Every thought that passes through your mind has the potential to influence your reality. This is why controlling your thoughts is not just important, it is necessary if you want to take charge of your life. Think about it. Every single decision you have ever made started with a thought. The way you feel about yourself, the things you believe are possible, and the way you react to situations all come from your mind. If your thoughts are filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, then your life will reflect that. But if your mind is focused on growth, confidence, and determination, then nothing can stop you from reaching your full potential. If you wake up every day telling yourself that life is difficult, that you are stuck, that nothing ever works out for you, then those thoughts become your reality. Your mind will start looking for proof to support these ideas. You will notice problems instead of opportunities. You will hesitate when you should take action. You will convince yourself that change is impossible, even when it is right in front of you. But what happens if you take control? What if you decide that your thoughts are not random? What if you refuse to let negative thinking dictate your future? The moment you start being intentional about what you think, everything changes. When you tell yourself that you are capable, you start acting like it. When you believe that you deserve success, you start making the right choices. When you focus on solutions instead of problems, you start seeing possibilities everywhere. Controlling your thoughts is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing how you respond to it. There will always be challenges. There will always be moments of uncertainty. But the way you think determines whether those challenges stop you or push you forward. Many people let their minds work against them. They allow their fears to control them. They focus on everything that could go wrong instead of what could go right. They talk themselves out of their dreams before they even try. But those who take control of their thoughts understand that fear is not a reason to stop. Doubt is not a reason to give up. Instead, they reprogram their minds to focus on strength, courage, and belief in themselves. The key to controlling your thoughts is awareness. You need to pay attention to what you are thinking throughout the day. Are your thoughts pushing you forward, or are they holding you back? Are you focusing on what you can do, or are you making excuses? Are you imagining success, or are you constantly thinking about failure? The more you pay attention, the more you will see patterns in your thinking, and once you recognize those patterns, you can start changing them. Every time you catch yourself thinking something negative, stop and replace it with something empowering. If your mind tells you, "I can't do this," replace it with, "I will figure this out." If your mind says, "I'm not good enough," replace it with, "I am constantly improving." If your mind says, "This is impossible," replace it with, "I will find a way." This is not about lying to yourself. It is about choosing thoughts that serve you instead of thoughts that limit you. You have to remind yourself every single day that you are in control. You are the one who decides what to believe. You are the one who decides what thoughts to entertain and which ones to let go. And once you master this, you will start to see how powerful your mind really is. But controlling your thoughts takes practice. Your mind has been running on autopilot for years. It has developed habits. If you have spent years doubting yourself, it will take time to shift that thinking. If you have spent years focusing on problems, it will take effort to train yourself to see solutions. But it is possible, and the more you do it, the easier it gets. Start by setting the tone for your day. The moment you wake up, your thoughts begin shaping your reality. If you start the day with worry, frustration, or doubt, those emotions will follow you. But if you start with purpose, gratitude, and belief in yourself, you will move through the day with confidence. Take a few minutes each morning to remind yourself of who you are and what you are capable of. Decide that today you will focus on growth. Decide that today you will replace negativity with determination. Decide that today you will take charge of your mind. Throughout the day, check in with yourself. Notice what kind of thoughts are running through your mind. If you find yourself slipping into negativity, pause and shift your focus. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? If it is holding you back, let it go. Replace it with something that pushes you forward. This is not always easy, but it is always worth it. And at the end of the day, reflect on how you did. Did you allow your thoughts to be controlled by fear? Or did you take charge of them? Did you give in to self-doubt? Or did you remind yourself of your potential? The more you reflect, the more you will understand the power of your thoughts. And the more you understand, the more control you will gain. Your mind is the foundation of everything in your life. Your success, your happiness, your confidence, and your ability to overcome challenges all start with the way you think. If you allow negativity to take over, it will destroy your potential. But if you take control, there is nothing you cannot achieve. The truth is, no one else is responsible for your mindset. No one else can control what you think. That power belongs to you. And if you want to create a life that excites you, a life that fulfills you, a life that you are proud of, then it starts with mastering your thoughts. Everything begins in the mind. Your beliefs, your habits, your confidence, it all starts with a single thought. And when you take control of your thoughts, you take control of your life. So make the decision today. Choose to think like a winner. Choose to believe in yourself. Choose to focus on growth. Because the moment you do, your world will begin to change. Chapter 2. Train your mind to focus on success every day. Your mind is like a muscle. The more you train it to focus on success, the stronger it becomes. Every day, you have the opportunity to shape the way you think, to build habits that move you forward, and to condition yourself for the results you want. Success does not happen by accident. It happens by choice, and that choice begins in your mind. If you want to succeed, you must develop the ability to focus on what matters. Most people allow distractions, doubts, and negativity to take control. They spend more time thinking about what they don't want rather than what they do. They focus on their fears instead of their goals. They let minor setbacks turn into major obstacles. But the people who succeed train themselves to think differently. They develop the discipline to stay focused on what moves them forward. They control their attention. They refuse to let their thoughts be driven by fear or external circumstances. Every day, your mind is exposed to thousands of thoughts. Some are useful, some are distractions. The key is to filter out what doesn't serve you and focus only on what moves you towards success. This is a skill that takes time to develop, but once you master it, nothing can pull you away from your purpose. One of the most powerful ways to train your mind for success is to start your day with intention. The first thoughts you have in the morning set the stage for the rest of your day. If you wake up and immediately focus on stress, frustration, or uncertainty, that mindset will follow you. But if you take control and begin with clarity, purpose, and determination, you will move through the day with focus and confidence. Before you do anything else, decide what kind of day you are going to have. Remind yourself of your goals. Reaffirm your belief in your ability to succeed. Make a commitment to stay focused on what matters. This small practice can have a huge impact because it puts you in control from the very beginning. But setting an intention is just the start. Throughout the day, you must actively train your mind to stay locked in on success. That means being aware of distractions and learning how to block them out. It means recognizing when negative thoughts try to take over and shutting them down before they gain power. It means replacing doubt with confidence, replacing hesitation with action, and refusing to let anything pull you away from your path. Success requires mental discipline. You cannot allow yourself to be controlled by every emotion or passing thought. You must take charge. That means being mindful of what you expose your mind to. If you constantly fill your head with negativity, whether from the news, social media, or the people around you, your focus will suffer. But if you surround yourself with information and influences that uplift, motivate, and challenge you to grow, your mind will become stronger. Pay attention to what you consume. Choose to feed your mind with knowledge that empowers you. Read books that expand your thinking. Listen to messages that keep you inspired. Spend time around people who push you to be better. Your environment has a direct impact on your ability to focus, so be intentional about what you allow into your mind. Another powerful way to train your mind for success is to practice visualization. The mind responds strongly to images. When you take time each day to picture yourself succeeding, achieving your goals, and overcoming challenges, your brain starts to accept those images as reality. This builds confidence. It programs your subconscious to look for ways to make those images come true. Every day, spend time visualizing the life you want. See yourself achieving your goals. Feel the emotions of success. Imagine yourself handling obstacles with strength and determination. This is not just wishful thinking. It is training your mind to accept success as your reality. When you do this consistently, you start to think and act like a successful person. Your mind aligns with your goals, and your actions follow. Another key aspect of mental training is learning to control your emotions. Many people let their emotions dictate their decisions. They allow fear, frustration, or self-doubt to stop them from taking the right steps. But successful people train themselves to act based on their goals, not their feelings. This does not mean ignoring emotions. It means managing them effectively. When you feel doubt creeping in, remind yourself of your capabilities. When you experience setbacks, focus on solutions rather than dwelling on the problem. When you feel overwhelmed, take a step back, breathe, and regain clarity. The more you practice emotional control, the more powerful your mind becomes. You build resilience, and resilience is one of the strongest mental tools for success. One of the biggest challenges people face is maintaining focus over time. It is easy to start strong, but staying consistent is where real success happens. This is why you must develop daily habits that reinforce your focus. Success is not about one big effort. It is about the small, consistent steps taken every day. Create a routine that supports your goals. Set clear priorities. Break down big objectives into manageable steps. Hold yourself accountable. The more structured your approach, the easier it is to stay focused, and when distractions come, and they will, you will be prepared to push through them without losing momentum. A critical part of this process is developing a mindset of persistence. There will be days when things don't go as planned. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. But success is not about avoiding difficulties. It is about pushing through them. Every challenge is an opportunity to train your mind to be stronger. Every setback is a chance to sharpen your focus. If you treat obstacles as training, nothing will have the power to break you. You must also develop the habit of daily self-reflection. Take time each day to review your progress. Ask yourself, did I stay focused on my goals today? Did I allow distractions to take over? Did I train my mind to see possibilities instead of problems? The more you evaluate yourself, the more aware you become of the areas you need to improve. Self-awareness is a powerful tool for success. The more you understand your thought patterns, the easier it becomes to train your mind effectively. Another essential part of training your mind is building strong self-belief. You cannot focus on success if you do not believe in your ability to achieve it. Doubt is the enemy of progress. If you let it take over, it will stop you from reaching your full potential. But if you build a strong belief in yourself, nothing can shake you. Self-belief comes from proving to yourself that you can succeed. Set small goals and achieve them. Keep promises to yourself. Push yourself beyond what you think you can handle. Every time you take a step forward, your confidence grows. And the stronger your belief, the easier it becomes to stay focused on your goals. Remember, success is not about luck. It is not about waiting for the right moment. It is about training your mind every single day to focus on what truly matters. It is about choosing where to direct your energy and attention. It is about refusing to let distractions, doubts, or obstacles pull you away from your goals. Make the commitment today. Decide that you will train your mind to focus on success every single day. No matter what happens, no matter what challenges come your way, you will stay locked in on your goals. You will control your thoughts, your emotions, and your focus. And when you do, success will become inevitable. Chapter 3. Remove all negative thoughts and replace them with strength. Negative thoughts are one of the biggest obstacles standing between you and the life you want. They weaken your confidence, drain your energy, and stop you from taking the steps necessary to succeed. If you allow them to control your mind, they will control your future. But the good news is, you have the power to remove them. You have the ability to replace every limiting belief with strength, every doubt with certainty, and every hesitation with determination. The first step in eliminating negative thoughts is understanding where they come from. They are not random. They are the result of years of conditioning, past experiences, failures, fears, and even the opinions of others. Every time you've been told something is impossible, every time you've doubted yourself, every time you've let fear hold you back, those thoughts have reinforced a pattern in your mind. And if you don't take control, that pattern will dictate the way you live. But no matter how long you've carried those thoughts, no matter how deeply they are rooted, they can be removed. They do not define you. They are not permanent. You can break free from them and build a mindset that empowers you instead of limiting you. To do this, you must first become aware of the thoughts that are holding you back. Pay attention to your internal dialogue. What are the things you repeatedly tell yourself? Do you constantly doubt your abilities? Do you assume the worst in situations? Do you talk yourself out of opportunities before you even try? These thoughts may feel automatic, but they are not unchangeable. The moment you recognize them is the moment you take back control. Once you identify negative thoughts, you must actively challenge them. Do not accept them as truth. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? If it is holding you back, replace it with something stronger. If your mind says, I can't do this, respond with, I will find a way. If your thoughts tell you, I am not good enough, counter them with, I am constantly improving. If you hear yourself thinking, what if I fail? Answer with, what if I succeed? This process is not about pretending that negativity doesn't exist. It is about refusing to let it control you. It is about developing the ability to shift your focus and take power away from anything that weakens you. But it is not enough to remove negative thoughts. You must replace them with strength. Strength is not something you are born with. It is something you build. And it starts in the mind. Every time you choose to believe in yourself, you reinforce that strength. Every time you push forward despite fear, you make it stronger. Every time you face a challenge and refuse to give up, you are proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. One of the most effective ways to build this strength is through repetition. Your mind believes what it hears the most. If you have spent years feeding it with negativity, you must now overwhelm it with powerful, unstoppable beliefs. You must remind yourself every single day of your ability to succeed. You must speak strength into your mind, over and over, until it becomes your natural way of thinking. Develop a habit of affirming your own power. Every morning, before you start your day, reinforce your strength. Say to yourself, I am capable, I am determined, I am unstoppable. Do this consistently, and you will notice a shift in the way you think, in the way you feel, and in the way you act. Another key to replacing negative thoughts with strength is surrounding yourself with the right influences. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your mindset. If you are constantly exposed to negativity, doubt and fear, those things will take root in your mind. But if you immerse yourself in positivity, encouragement and motivation, your thoughts will start to align with that energy. Be selective about who and what you allow into your life. Spend time around people who uplift and challenge you. Fill your mind with knowledge, wisdom and inspiration. Read books that strengthen your mindset. Listen to voices that push you forward. Protect your mental space, because everything you allow in has the potential to shape the way you think. Removing negative thoughts also requires action. You cannot think your way into confidence. You must prove it to yourself through action. When doubt creeps in, act anyway. When fear tries to stop you, move forward despite it. Strength is built through experience. The more you step outside of your comfort zone, the more you push yourself beyond what you thought was possible, the stronger you become. Every time you overcome a challenge, you are rewriting the story in your mind. You are proving to yourself that you are capable. You are replacing old limitations with new possibilities. And the more you do this, the less power negativity will have over you. Another powerful way to eliminate negative thinking is by focusing on progress instead of perfection. Many people allow self-doubt to take over because they expect themselves to be perfect. They think if they make a mistake, if they struggle, if they fall short, it means they are not good enough. But this is not true. Success is not about never failing. It is about learning and growing with every step. Stop judging yourself based on where you are today and start focusing on where you are going. Every small step forward is a victory. Every lesson learned makes you stronger. When you shift your mindset to focus on progress, negativity loses its grip on you. You stop seeing mistakes as failures and start seeing them as stepping stones to success. Removing negative thoughts is not something that happens overnight. It takes time, effort, and consistency. But the more you work at it, the easier it becomes. The more you practice replacing doubt with belief, the more natural it will feel. The more you choose strength over fear, the more unstoppable you will become. You have the power to change the way you think. You do not have to live with doubt, fear, or limitation. You do not have to let negative thoughts control your future. You can train your mind to focus on strength, on possibility, on success. Decide today that you will no longer be held back by negativity. Decide that from this moment forward, you will replace every limiting thought with power. Make a commitment to yourself that you will build a mindset of resilience, confidence, and determination. Because once you remove all negative thoughts and replace them with strength, nothing can stop you. Chapter 4. Push yourself to think bigger and aim higher. Thinking bigger and aiming higher is not just about ambition, it is about breaking free from limitations. It is about refusing to settle for a life that is smaller than what you are capable of living. If you want to achieve more, you must first expand what you believe is possible. You must push yourself beyond the boundaries of your current thinking and step into a mindset that allows you to reach new levels of success. Many people stay stuck because they limit themselves with small thinking. They tell themselves that certain goals are out of reach, that success is only for other people, or that they should be satisfied with what they already have. But this mindset does nothing but keep them from growing. The truth is, your life will always reflect the size of your thoughts. If you think small, you will create small results. If you expand your thinking, you will open the door to greater opportunities. The first step to thinking bigger is realizing that your current beliefs shape your future. If you tell yourself that something is impossible, you will never attempt it. If you convince yourself that you are not capable of more, you will never push beyond where you are now. But if you shift your thinking, if you start to believe that bigger goals are within your reach, everything begins to change. You must give yourself permission to dream beyond what seems reasonable. Most people only aim for what feels safe. They set goals based on what they know they can achieve, rather than what truly excites and challenges them. But growth does not come from comfort. It comes from stretching yourself, from daring to imagine something greater, from refusing to accept limitations. Think about what you truly want, not just what seems realistic, but what excites you, what challenges you, what makes you feel alive. Allow yourself to envision a future where you are operating at your highest potential. Imagine yourself achieving things that once felt impossible. Picture the life you would create if there were no limits on your thinking. Once you have a clear vision, the next step is to push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Growth does not happen by staying in the same place. It requires taking risks, stepping into uncertainty, and challenging yourself to go further than before. The most successful people are not the ones who played it safe. They are the ones who took bold steps, who believed in their potential even when others doubted them, who refused to settle for less than they were capable of. You must get comfortable with being uncomfortable. If a goal does not scare you at least a little, it is probably too small. Fear is not a sign that you should back down. It is a sign that you are stepping into new territory, that you are moving in the direction of growth. Instead of avoiding it, use it as fuel. Let it drive you forward rather than hold you back. Another important part of aiming higher is surrounding yourself with people who challenge and inspire you. If you spend time with those who think small, who settle for mediocrity, or who discourage you from pushing forward, their mindset will influence yours. But if you surround yourself with those who think bigger, who believe in possibility, who are constantly striving for more, their energy will push you to do the same. Look for mentors, role models and individuals who are already operating at the level you aspire to reach. Learn from their experiences, study their habits, their mindset, their approach to challenges. Being in the presence of those who think big will shift your perspective. It will expand what you see as possible for yourself. Another key to thinking bigger is to focus on solutions rather than limitations. Many people stop themselves from aiming high because they focus on all the reasons why something will not work. They see obstacles instead of possibilities. But every challenge has a solution. Every setback has a lesson. If you train yourself to look for opportunities instead of problems, you will start to see potential where others see barriers. Develop the habit of asking yourself better questions. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," ask, "How can I make this happen?" Instead of focusing on what is missing, ask, "What resources do I have right now?" Shifting your thinking in this way will open up new paths, new ideas, and new possibilities. Aiming higher also requires commitment. It is not enough to think big, you must take action. Many people dream of greater success, but they never follow through. They get excited about an idea, but then they hesitate. They allow doubt to creep in. They overthink. They wait for the perfect moment, which never comes. If you want to achieve big things, you must move forward with conviction. You must take bold steps, even when you do not have all the answers. You must be willing to take imperfect action, to make mistakes, to learn as you go. Success is built through consistent effort. Thinking bigger is not about having one great idea. It is about showing up every single day with determination and discipline. It is about setting high standards for yourself and holding yourself accountable to them. It is about refusing to let fear, doubt, or setbacks derail your progress. One of the most powerful things you can do is adopt a mindset of relentless improvement. No matter how high you aim, no matter how much you achieve, there is always another level to reach. The moment you stop pushing yourself to grow, you stop progressing. Make a commitment to never settle. Always look for ways to expand your thinking, to develop new skills, to refine your approach. The most successful people are those who are constantly learning, constantly evolving, constantly challenging themselves to do more. Thinking bigger and aiming higher is not just about achieving more, it is about becoming more. It is about stepping into the fullest version of yourself, about unlocking your true potential, about refusing to live a life that is anything less than extraordinary. Decide right now that you will no longer limit yourself. Decide that you will push beyond what feels comfortable. Decide that you will no longer accept small thinking, that you will no longer play it safe, that you will no longer allow doubt to hold you back. From this moment forward, commit to expanding your vision, to pushing your limits, to aiming higher than ever before. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the size of your thinking. And once you learn to think bigger, nothing will be out of reach. Chapter 5. Develop the habit of believing in your full potential. Believing in your full potential is not something that happens overnight. It is a habit that must be built, strengthened, and reinforced every single day. The way you see yourself, the way you interpret challenges, and the way you approach opportunities all stem from what you believe about your own capabilities. If you doubt yourself, if you hesitate, if you question whether you are good enough, those thoughts will dictate your choices and actions. But when you develop the habit of believing in your full potential, you move differently. You act with confidence, you take on bigger challenges, and you create the results you once thought were impossible. The first step to believing in your potential is recognizing that it already exists. You do not have to earn it, you do not have to wait for permission, and you do not have to prove anything to anyone. You already have the ability within you to grow, improve, and achieve more. But if you do not believe that, you will never tap into it. Doubt will keep you stuck. Fear will hold you back. Excuses will stop you from even trying. Look at the moments in your life when you have surprised yourself. Think about the times when you faced something difficult and figured out a way through it. Consider the skills you have developed, the lessons you have learned, and the progress you have already made. Those moments are proof that you are capable of more than you often give yourself credit for. If you have done it before, you can do it again, on a bigger scale. One of the biggest reasons people struggle with self-belief is that they focus too much on their past failures. They replay mistakes in their minds, they dwell on times when things did not go as planned, and they allow those moments to shape their identity. But failure does not define you. It is simply a lesson, a stepping stone, a necessary part of growth. The only time failure has real power over you is when you allow it to stop you from moving forward. Shift your perspective. Instead of seeing setbacks as proof that you are not capable, see them as opportunities to get better. Every time something does not go your way, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to improve? The people who succeed at the highest levels are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who refuse to let failure shake their belief in what they can achieve. Another key to developing self-belief is paying attention to your self-talk. Your mind is always listening. Every time you tell yourself that you are not good enough, not smart enough, not ready, those words take root. They shape your confidence, your actions, and your results. But just as negative thoughts can weaken you, positive reinforcement can strengthen you. Train yourself to speak to yourself with power. Instead of saying, I don't know if I can do this, say, I will figure this out. Instead of thinking, what if I fail? Shift to, what if I succeed? Every time doubt tries to creep in, shut it down immediately and replace it with something stronger. Developing belief in your potential also requires taking action. Confidence does not come from simply thinking positive, it comes from proving to yourself, over and over again, that you are capable. Every time you step outside of your comfort zone, every time you challenge yourself, every time you do something that stretches you, your belief in yourself grows. Start setting small challenges for yourself daily. Push yourself to do things you normally avoid. Set goals that force you to expand your thinking and skills. Each time you accomplish something, even something small, it reinforces the idea that you are capable. Over time, these small wins stack up and become undeniable proof of your ability to achieve bigger things. Your environment also plays a major role in how you see yourself. If you surround yourself with negativity, doubt, and people who constantly question your abilities, it will be much harder to build self-belief. But if you immerse yourself in an environment that fuels your confidence, people who encourage you, books that inspire you, content that reinforces a growth mindset, you will naturally start seeing yourself differently. Pay close attention to who and what influences you. If someone in your life constantly puts you down or discourages you from pursuing your goals, distance yourself. Protect your mental space. Seek out individuals who uplift and challenge you. Surround yourself with those who push you to become better, who remind you of your potential, and who refuse to let you settle for less. Another powerful way to strengthen self-belief is visualization. Your mind responds to what you focus on. If you constantly picture yourself struggling, failing, or giving up, those images will affect your motivation and actions. But if you consistently visualize yourself succeeding, overcoming obstacles, handling challenges with confidence, reaching your biggest goals, you will train your mind to see those outcomes as possible. Spend time every day picturing yourself operating at your highest level. See yourself winning. Imagine the feeling of accomplishment, the confidence, the success. Make it as real as possible in your mind. This practice will condition your brain to align your actions with that vision. Another critical factor in believing in your potential is consistency. You cannot expect to build unshakable self-belief by working on it only when you feel like it. It must become a daily habit. Just like any skill, confidence and belief in yourself require repetition. The more you reinforce these thoughts and actions, the stronger they become. Make self-belief a non-negotiable part of your life. Set reminders for yourself. Write down affirmations. Keep a journal of your wins and progress. Find ways to reinforce your confidence every single day, no matter how small the effort may seem. Over time, this habit will become second nature. You must also understand that no one else can do this for you. No one can believe in your potential more than you do. Yes, encouragement from others can help, but at the end of the day, it is your responsibility to cultivate your own self-belief. You must decide that you are worthy of success, that you have what it takes, and that you will not allow doubt to control your future. This does not mean you will never experience moments of uncertainty. Everyone does. But when you have developed the habit of believing in yourself, those moments will not define you. You will recognize them for what they are, temporary thoughts, not permanent truths. And instead of letting them stop you, you will push forward anyway. The strongest, most successful individuals are not those who never experience doubt. They are those who feel doubt, but refuse to let it dictate their actions. They have trained themselves to keep moving, to keep growing, to keep believing in their own ability to rise to the challenge. From this moment forward, make the commitment to believe in yourself fully. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for external validation. Stop waiting for some magical sign that tells you it is time. The only thing standing between you and your full potential is the belief that you are capable of achieving it. Decide that you will no longer hold yourself back. Decide that you will reinforce your confidence every day. Decide that no challenge, no setback, no fear will shake your belief in what you can accomplish. Because once you develop the habit of believing in your full potential, nothing can stand in your way. Chapter 6. Study the mindset of successful and wealthy people. Staying positive no matter what happens is not about ignoring reality or pretending that life is always easy. It is about training yourself to control your mindset even when everything around you feels challenging. Life will test you. Obstacles will appear. Unexpected difficulties will arise. But how you respond to them determines whether you grow stronger or let them break you. Many people allow negativity to consume them when things do not go as planned. They focus on what went wrong, dwell on frustration, and let setbacks steal their motivation. But successful individuals have trained themselves to stay positive in the face of adversity. They have learned that their thoughts shape their emotions, and their emotions shape their decisions. By staying positive, they keep moving forward instead of getting stuck. You must force yourself to stay positive, even when it feels impossible. This is not something that happens automatically. It is a skill you must build. just like any other. The key is to take control of your mind before negativity takes control of you. The first step is recognizing that you always have a choice in how you think. No matter what happens, you get to decide what meaning you attach to it. When a challenge appears, you can see it as a problem, or you can see it as an opportunity to grow. When something does not go your way, you can either complain about it or focus on finding a solution. Your mindset is always within your control, and the more you take ownership of it, the stronger it becomes. One of the biggest reasons people struggle to stay positive is that they allow external circumstances to dictate their emotions. If things are going well, they feel good. If things go wrong, they become frustrated, discouraged, or even hopeless. But when you rely on external factors for your mindset, you give away your power. True strength comes from being able to maintain control of your attitude, no matter what is happening around you. To build this level of control, start by paying attention to your thoughts. The moment you catch yourself focusing on what is wrong, shift your focus. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to improve? What is the next step I need to take? These questions immediately move your mind from negativity to progress. Another important strategy is to reframe your challenges. Instead of seeing difficulties as reasons to feel defeated, train yourself to see them as tests. Life is always testing you to see how badly you want success, how committed you are to your goals, and how much discipline you have. If you view setbacks as personal attacks, you will feel powerless. But if you see them as opportunities to prove your strength, you will become unstoppable. Successful people do not avoid difficulties, they expect them. They understand that the road to success is filled with obstacles, and they prepare their minds for it. Instead of reacting emotionally, they respond strategically. When something goes wrong, they immediately shift into problem-solving mode. They ask themselves, what needs to be done next? Instead of wasting time dwelling on frustration, you must also train yourself to protect your energy. Negativity is contagious. If you constantly expose yourself to negative people, news, and conversations, it will be much harder to stay positive. Pay attention to what you allow into your mind. Limit your time with those who drain your energy. Surround yourself with those who push you to think bigger and expect more from yourself. Your daily habits play a major role in keeping your mindset strong. Start your day with something that sets the tone for positivity. This could be reading something inspiring, listening to motivational content, or writing down things you are grateful for. When you build the habit of starting your day with the right mindset, you create a foundation that makes it easier to stay positive when challenges arise. Physical movement is another powerful tool. Your body and mind are connected. When you feel stuck in negativity, change your physical state. Stand up, go for a walk, exercise, do something that shifts your energy. Chapter 7. Choose powerful thoughts that shape a stronger mindset. Your thoughts determine the direction of your life. The way you think shapes your confidence, your decisions, and your ability to push forward when things get tough. If you want to build a stronger mindset, you must take control of your thoughts and choose the ones that empower you instead of the ones that weaken you. Many people go through life allowing their thoughts to control them. They let doubt, fear, and negativity dominate their minds. They replay past failures, worry about the future, and convince themselves that they are not capable of achieving more. But those who build a powerful mindset do the opposite. They choose thoughts that push them to grow. They refuse to dwell on limitations. They train themselves to think in a way that strengthens their confidence and determination. If you want to shape a stronger mindset, You must become aware of the thoughts you allow to take up space in your mind. Most people do not even realize how much their inner dialogue affects their emotions and decisions. The words you repeat to yourself daily create the foundation of your self-belief. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, that success is too difficult, or that you do not have what it takes, those thoughts will become your reality. But if you train yourself to say, "I am capable, I will figure this out, and I control my own success," you will develop the mindset needed to push through any challenge. Your mind is like a muscle. If you feed it with weak, self-defeating thoughts, it becomes weaker. But if you consistently choose thoughts that make you stronger, your mindset becomes unshakable. This is why you must be intentional about the way you think. You cannot afford to let negative thoughts take control. Chapter 8. Stop doubting yourself and start acting with confidence. Doubt is the silent force that keeps people from reaching their full potential. It holds them back from taking risks, making decisions, and believing in their ability to succeed. The truth is, no one is born with self-doubt. It is something that is learned over time. It comes from past failures, from negative experiences, from criticism, and from the fear of making mistakes. But just as it is learned, it can also be unlearned. You do not have to live your life questioning yourself. You do not have to let doubt control your future. You have the power to shift your mindset, to replace hesitation with certainty, and to act with the confidence that leads to success. Confidence is not something that some people are simply born with, while others are not. It is not a personality trait that only a few lucky individuals possess. Confidence is a decision. It is a habit that is built through repetition. It is the result of choosing to believe in yourself, even when you are uncertain, even when you are afraid, even when you do not feel ready. If you want to stop doubting yourself, you must train yourself to act with confidence, no matter what. The first step in breaking free from doubt is understanding that it is an illusion. Doubt feels real because your mind creates reasons to justify it. It tells you that you are not ready, that you do not have enough knowledge, that you will fail if you try. But these are just thoughts. They are not facts. If you listen to them, they will keep you stuck. If you challenge them, you will realize that they have no real power. You must recognize that self-doubt is nothing more than a habit of negative thinking. It is not an accurate reflection of your abilities. It is simply a pattern that has been repeated so many times that it feels like the truth. But patterns can be broken. Every time you catch yourself doubting your potential, remind yourself that your mind is trying to keep you in your comfort zone. Remind yourself that doubt is not a warning sign. It is a test, and the only way to pass that test is to act despite it. The key to building confidence is to take action before you feel ready. Many people wait for confidence to come before they take the first step. They believe that once they feel more certain, once they have more knowledge, once they have more experience, then they will be able to move forward. But this is not how confidence works. Confidence is not the cause of action. It is the result of action. You do not gain confidence by waiting. You gain it by doing. If you want to become more confident, you must stop seeking reassurance from others. Many people allow their self-worth to be dictated by external validation. They rely on others to tell them they are capable, they are talented, they are good enough. But the problem with this is that it makes your confidence dependent on things outside of your control. True confidence comes from within. It is built by proving to yourself, through your own actions, that you are capable. You must also stop comparing yourself to others. One of the biggest reasons people doubt themselves is because they measure their progress against someone else's success. They look at those who are ahead of them, those who seem more experienced, more skilled, more accomplished, and they convince themselves that they are not good enough. But this kind of thinking is a trap. It will always make you feel like you are falling behind. The truth is, you are on your own path. Your journey is unique. The only person you need to compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Confidence is built through small wins. Every time you push yourself to step outside of your comfort zone, you strengthen your belief in your ability to handle challenges. Every time you do something that scares you, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your doubts. This is why you must take every opportunity to stretch yourself. Say yes to challenges that force you to grow. Speak up when you feel like staying silent. Take action when you feel like hesitating. Each time you do, you make doubt weaker and confidence stronger. Another important factor in developing confidence is changing the way you speak to yourself. Most people are their own worst critics. They focus on their flaws, their mistakes, and their weaknesses. They repeat thoughts like, "I am not good enough," "I always mess things up," or "I will never be successful." But these thoughts are nothing more than self-imposed limitations. They do not reflect reality. They only reflect a pattern of thinking that has been practiced for too long. You must replace these thoughts with something stronger. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I will figure it out." Instead of saying, "I am not ready," say, "I am willing to learn." Instead of saying, "I always fail," say, "Every setback teaches me something valuable." The way you talk to yourself shapes your belief in yourself. And the stronger your belief, the more confident you will become. One of the fastest ways to increase confidence is to focus on preparation. Many people feel doubt because they fear failure. They fear making mistakes, looking foolish, or not knowing what to do. But preparation eliminates fear. The more you prepare, the more capable you feel. Whether it is practicing a skill, researching a topic, or rehearsing a presentation, preparation gives you the certainty that you are ready to handle the challenge ahead. You must also learn to embrace discomfort. Confidence does not come from avoiding difficult situations. It comes from facing them. It comes from being willing to be uncomfortable in order to grow. The more you push yourself into situations that challenge you, the more comfortable you become with uncertainty. And the more comfortable you become with uncertainty, the less power doubt has over you. Finally, you must remind yourself that confidence is not about never feeling doubt. It is about refusing to let doubt control you. Every successful person you admire has experienced moments of uncertainty. They have questioned themselves, they have felt fear, but they did not let those feelings stop them. They acted anyway. They pushed through the doubt. They took the leap even when they were not sure they would land on their feet. And that is exactly what you must do. You must stop waiting for the perfect moment. You must stop giving power to the voice of hesitation in your mind. You must stop doubting yourself and start acting with confidence. Because confidence is not given. It is earned. And the only way to earn it is by proving to yourself, through your own actions, that you are stronger than your doubt. From this moment forward, commit to believing in yourself. Commit to taking action, even when you are afraid. Commit to thinking in a way that strengthens your confidence. Because the more you act with confidence, the more unstoppable you become. Chapter 9. Build an unshakable mind that refuses to give up. An unshakable mind is not something you are born with, it is something you build. It is not a trait reserved for a select few, it is a skill anyone can develop. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is not talent, luck, or intelligence. It is mental toughness. It is the ability to keep going when things get difficult, to push forward when progress feels slow, and to refuse to let setbacks define the outcome. Most people quit too soon. They start with excitement, full of motivation, ready to take on any challenge. But the moment they face resistance, the moment things stop going as planned, they start doubting themselves. They look for excuses to stop. They convince themselves that maybe it was never meant to be. But the truth is, the people who achieve their goals are not the ones who never struggle. They are the ones who keep going despite the struggle. They do not stop when they feel tired. They do not give up when things become uncomfortable. They have trained their minds to persist, no matter what. If you want to build a mind that refuses to give up, you must first understand this. Your thoughts determine your endurance. The way you think in difficult moments decides whether you will push through or whether you will quit. Weak thoughts lead to weak actions. Strong thoughts lead to resilience. You must eliminate the idea that quitting is an option. The moment you give yourself an escape, you weaken your commitment. If you allow yourself to entertain thoughts like, "I'll try, but if it gets too hard, I'll stop," then you have already planted the seed of failure. The people who succeed do not give themselves a way out. They decide from the start that they will keep going, no matter how tough it gets. Challenges will come. Obstacles will appear. There will be moments when everything feels like it is working against you. This is the moment when most people give up. But this is also the moment that defines success. The ones who refuse to quit are the ones who win. Not because they are stronger, not because they have some special advantage, but because they understand that every challenge is temporary. Pain does not last forever. Frustration does not last forever. The only thing that lasts is the decision to keep going. One of the biggest reasons people give up is because they let emotions control their actions. They let frustration, doubt, and discouragement dictate their next move. But emotions are temporary. If you make decisions based on how you feel in the moment, you will always take the easy way out. You must train yourself to act based on commitment, not emotion. Even when you feel exhausted, even when you feel like nothing is working, you must remind yourself why you started in the first place. Mental toughness is built through repetition. Every time you push yourself past the point where you want to stop, you strengthen your resilience. Every time you keep going when your mind tells you to quit, you build endurance. This is why pushing through discomfort is so important. If you always stop when things become hard, you teach yourself that quitting is acceptable. If you keep going, you teach yourself that nothing can break you. People who never give up do not wait for motivation to take action. They understand that motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. Some days you feel like giving your best effort, and some days you do not. If you depend on motivation, you will only be consistent when it is convenient. But if you train yourself to act regardless of how you feel, you become unstoppable. You must also develop the ability to focus on solutions instead of problems. People who give up spend too much time focusing on what is wrong. They dwell on their struggles, their failures, their difficulties. But those who refuse to quit think differently. They do not waste time complaining about challenges. They use their energy to find ways to overcome them. They look for answers instead of excuses. They focus on what they can do instead of what they cannot. Building an unshakable mind requires discipline. It requires making decisions that strengthen your resilience every single day. It means choosing to work when you feel like resting. It means taking action when you feel uncertain. It means showing up for yourself even when no one is watching. When you train your mind to push past limitations, you reach a point where nothing can stop you. You stop making excuses. You stop letting setbacks slow you down. You stop caring about how difficult the journey is because you are focused on the result. And when you develop this level of mental toughness, you become unstoppable. There will be times when you question yourself. There will be moments when you wonder if you are making progress. But if you commit to never giving up, you will always find a way forward. Those who succeed are not the ones who have the easiest path. They are the ones who refuse to quit, no matter how many obstacles stand in their way. Make the decision today. Train your mind to be unshakable. Refuse to give up. Because once you develop this kind of mindset, nothing can stop you from achieving your goals. Chapter 10. Strengthen your mental discipline and refuse all excuses. Mental discipline is the foundation of success. It separates those who achieve their goals from those who fall short. It is the ability to stay focused, to push forward despite challenges, and to eliminate distractions that weaken your progress. Without discipline, you will always struggle to follow through on your plans. You will find reasons to delay, to avoid discomfort, and to settle for less than your potential. If you want to control your future, you must strengthen your discipline and refuse all excuses. Excuses are the biggest enemy of progress. They are the stories people tell themselves to justify why they are not where they want to be. They sound reasonable, they feel convincing. But in reality, they are just barriers the mind creates to avoid discomfort. Excuses do not move you forward. They do not create results. They only hold you back. If you want to achieve anything in life, you must eliminate them completely. It is easy to make excuses when things get difficult. It is easy to blame circumstances, timing, or external factors. But the truth is, every excuse is a choice. Every time you allow yourself to say, "I'll do it later," or "I'm too tired," you weaken your ability to take control of your life. You must recognize that excuses are nothing more than a way to avoid responsibility. And if you want to be disciplined, you must take full responsibility for everything in your life, your choices, your actions, and your results. Discipline is not about doing things when it is convenient. It is about doing what is necessary, even when you do not feel like it. If you wait for the right mood, the right energy, or the perfect timing, you will never make real progress. The most successful people in the world do not rely on motivation. They do not wait to feel ready. They take action no matter what. This is the mindset you must develop. To strengthen your discipline, you must first commit to your goals with absolute certainty. You cannot be half committed. You cannot allow yourself to entertain the idea of quitting. You must decide that you will do whatever it takes to succeed. No hesitation, no doubt, no second guessing. When your commitment is unshakable, discipline becomes easier. You no longer debate whether to take action, you just do it. One of the best ways to build discipline is to create daily habits that reinforce your focus. Habits eliminate the need for constant decision-making. When you make something a habit, you no longer have to rely on willpower. You just do it automatically. This is why disciplined people have structured routines. They do not waste time thinking about what needs to be done. They have a system in place that keeps them on track. You must also learn to control your impulses. Most people struggle with discipline because they allow distractions to control them. They let social media, entertainment, or comfort take priority over their goals. They fall into the trap of short-term gratification instead of long-term success. If you want to be disciplined, you must train yourself to delay gratification. You must be willing to sacrifice temporary comfort for long-term results. This is not easy. Your mind will always look for the easier option. It will try to convince you to take a break, to procrastinate, to lower your effort. But you must learn to override these impulses. Every time you resist an excuse, you become stronger. Every time you push through discomfort, you build more discipline. And the more disciplined you become, the less control excuses have over you. One of the most important aspects of discipline is consistency. It is not about working hard for a few days and then losing focus. It is about showing up every single day, no matter what. The people who achieve incredible success are not the ones who work hard occasionally. They are the ones who work hard every day, even when no one is watching, even when they do not feel like it, even when progress seems slow. Excuses will always be there, waiting to pull you back into comfort. But you have the power to reject them. You have the ability to rise above distractions, to stay committed, and to prove to yourself that you are stronger than any excuse. The moment you refuse to accept anything less than your best effort, your life begins to change. Building mental discipline is not about being perfect. It is about choosing to stay committed, even when things are difficult. It is about getting back on track when you slip, instead of letting one mistake turn into failure. It is about recognizing that success is not about what you do once in a while. It is about what you do consistently over time. If you want to strengthen your discipline, stop negotiating with yourself. Stop debating whether to take action. Stop allowing your mind to talk you out of doing what needs to be done. Make the decision once and stick with it. When you stop giving yourself the option to quit, you eliminate all excuses. Your mind is your strongest tool, but only if you train it to work for you. If you allow it to make excuses, to focus on distractions, or to seek comfort over growth, you will always struggle. But if you discipline your mind to focus on results, to take action no matter what, and to reject every excuse, you become unstoppable. There is nothing standing in your way except the thoughts you choose to entertain. Strengthen your discipline. Take control of your mind. Refuse all excuses, because once you do, nothing will be able to stop you from achieving everything you set out to accomplish. Chapter 11. Demand more from your mind and stop settling for less. Most people never reach their full potential because they never demand more from themselves. They settle for what feels comfortable, for what is easy, for what is within reach. They do not push their limits. They do not challenge themselves to see how much they are truly capable of. But if you want to create an extraordinary life, you cannot accept mediocrity. You must push your mind beyond its current limits. You must expect more from yourself. You must refuse to settle for less than your best. Your mind will always try to keep you in a place of comfort. It will tell you that you are doing enough, that you do not need to try harder, that you should be satisfied with where you are. But this is a lie. This is how people get stuck. This is why so many never achieve greatness, because they accept limitations instead of breaking through them. The truth is, your potential is far greater than you can imagine, but you will never realize it if you do not push yourself. You must set higher standards for yourself. You must challenge yourself to think bigger, to act bolder, to do more than you thought was possible. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the level of effort you are willing to give. Most people do not fail because they lack talent or ability. They fail because they do not expect enough from themselves. They do not raise their standards. They do not push themselves to do what is necessary. If you want to succeed at the highest level, you must stop settling. You must stop being satisfied with good enough. You must aim for excellence in everything you do. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming they will rise to the level of their goals. But in reality, people do not rise to their goals, they fall to the level of their standards. If you accept mediocrity, you will never reach excellence. If you allow yourself to settle for less than you are capable of, you will never experience what you are truly capable of achieving. To demand more from yourself, you must stop making excuses. You must stop justifying why you are not where you want to be. You must take full responsibility for your growth. This means pushing yourself to work harder, to think smarter, to be more disciplined, and to refuse to accept anything less than your absolute best effort. You must also train your mind to embrace discomfort. Growth does not happen in comfort. Strength is built through struggle. If you always choose the easy path, you will never develop the resilience needed to succeed. The most successful people are the ones who deliberately put themselves in difficult situations. They push past mental barriers. They embrace the challenge, and because of this, they achieve results that others never will. Your mind is capable of incredible things, but it will only deliver what you demand from it. If you expect little from yourself, you will get little. If you demand more, if you push your limits, if you challenge yourself, if you refuse to settle, you will unlock potential you never knew you had. Most people stop when things get hard. They assume that difficulty means they should slow down, that struggle means they should back off. But this is exactly the moment when you need to push harder, because every time you force yourself to keep going when you want to quit, you become stronger. Every time you push past exhaustion, self-doubt or frustration, you prove to yourself that you are capable of more. You must also stop waiting for permission to go after what you want. Too many people hold themselves back because they are waiting for someone to tell them they are ready. They wait for the right time, the right opportunity, the right circumstances. But if you want to create something great, you cannot wait. You must decide that you are ready now. You must take action now. You must push yourself forward, no matter what. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not luck, talent or background. It is the level of effort they demand from themselves. It is the refusal to accept average. It is the relentless drive to keep pushing, to keep improving, to keep going even when things are hard. This mindset must become your standard. You must train yourself to expect more from your mind every single day. When you think you have given your best effort, demand more. When you think you have worked as hard as possible, push further. When you believe you have reached your limit, prove to yourself that you can go beyond it. Your mind is like a muscle. The more you challenge it, the stronger it becomes. If you never push it, it will remain weak. But if you force it to operate at a higher level, it will adapt. It will become sharper, faster, more focused. This is how you separate yourself from those who settle. This is how you become unstoppable. There is no shortcut to greatness. There is no easy way to become the best version of yourself. It requires effort. It requires sacrifice. It requires pushing yourself harder than you ever thought possible. But the reward is worth it. Because when you demand more from yourself, you gain something that most people never experience: freedom. The freedom to live on your terms, the freedom to control your future, the freedom to know that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. So stop settling. Stop accepting less than what you are capable of. Demand more from your mind, from your effort, from your life. Because the moment you raise your standards, the moment you push yourself beyond what you thought was possible, is the moment everything changes. Chapter 12. Think like a winner and ignore all distractions. Winners do not think like everyone else. They do not let distractions pull them away from their purpose. They do not waste time on things that do not matter. They do not let negativity take root in their mind. They focus. They commit. They move forward, no matter what stands in their way. Most people struggle because they allow their attention to be scattered. They let small problems consume their energy. They get caught up in meaningless conversations, distractions, and entertainment that adds nothing to their growth. But if you want to achieve great things, you must discipline your mind. You must train yourself to stay focused on what truly matters. Thinking like a winner means blocking out the noise. It means refusing to let anything stand in the way of your progress. It means eliminating everything that slows you down, whether it is negative thoughts, unproductive habits, or the opinions of others. To develop this mindset, you must first decide what you want. You cannot focus if you do not have a clear goal. You cannot push forward if you are uncertain about where you are going. Winners always know what they are working toward. They have a vision, and they hold on to it with relentless determination. Once you set your goal, you must guard your mind. You cannot let every distraction take your attention away from what matters. Every day you will face things that try to steal your focus. Negative people will try to pull you down. Useless entertainment will tempt you to waste time. Self-doubt will creep in, making you question your ability. But you must shut it all out. Winners train their minds to filter out what is not useful. They do not give attention to things that do not move them closer to their goal. They do not dwell on setbacks or waste time worrying about things outside their control. They focus only on what matters, and they move forward with absolute conviction. If you want to master this mindset, you must become conscious of how you spend your time. Every minute you waste on distractions is a minute stolen from your success. Every hour spent on negativity is an hour you could have used to build something great. You must protect your time with the same intensity that you protect your dreams. One of the biggest enemies of success is the habit of seeking validation from others. Many people fail because they care too much about what others think. They hesitate to take action because they are afraid of judgment. They hold back because they want approval. But winners do not think this way. They do not need permission to go after what they want. They do not need validation. They trust themselves. They believe in their vision. They move forward no matter what anyone says. If you allow the opinions of others to control your decisions, you will never reach your full potential. You must train yourself to ignore anything that does not support your progress. This does not mean being arrogant or refusing advice. It means being selective about what you allow into your mind. It means listening only to voices that push you forward, not the ones that hold you back. Another way to build a winner's mindset is to eliminate excuses. Excuses are distractions in disguise. They give you permission to stay where you are instead of pushing forward. They make you feel comfortable in your limitations, but winners refuse to make excuses. They take responsibility for their success. They do not blame circumstances, people, or bad luck. They focus only on what they can control, and they take action. A strong mind does not entertain self-doubt. It does not allow fear to dictate decisions. It does not waste energy on complaining. It stays locked onto the goal, adjusting and adapting when necessary but never losing sight of the destination. To think like a winner, you must also develop discipline. Success is not about motivation alone, it is about consistency. Winners do not wait until they feel like working. They do not rely on inspiration. They create habits that keep them moving forward every single day, no matter how they feel. If you want to train your mind to ignore distractions, you must build habits that reinforce focus. This means planning your day with intention. It means removing unnecessary noise from your environment. It means cutting out anything that does not align with your purpose. Winners do not live on autopilot. They are deliberate about how they spend their time and energy. They do not let the day control them. They control the day. They set priorities and follow through. They stay disciplined even when it is difficult. Another important part of this mindset is learning how to recover quickly from setbacks. Most people get discouraged when things do not go as planned. They let failure slow them down. They waste time feeling frustrated or disappointed. But winners understand that failure is part of the process. They do not dwell on mistakes. They learn from them and move forward. The ability to shift your focus quickly after a setback is a key skill. Instead of letting difficulties drain your energy, you must immediately look for the next step. Winners do not waste time complaining about problems. They look for solutions. They do not get stuck in negativity. They stay focused on progress. To fully commit to this mindset, you must surround yourself with things that reinforce it. You cannot expect to think like a winner if you constantly consume negativity. You cannot build mental strength if you fill your mind with distractions. Everything you read, watch, and listen to should support your growth. Choose your influences wisely. If something does not make you stronger, remove it from your life. If someone drains your energy, limit your time with them. If a habit is slowing you down, replace it with something better. Winners are ruthless about protecting their focus. They do not allow anything to take them off course. The truth is, distractions will always be there. Negative people will always exist. Excuses will always be easy to make. But the difference between those who succeed and those who do not is simple. Winners refuse to give in to these things. They train their minds to stay locked on their vision. They control their thoughts. They take action, no matter what. So if you want to achieve more, you must demand more from your mind. You must train yourself to think like a winner. You must remove distractions and focus on what truly matters. This is the key to success. This is how you build a life of greatness. Chapter 13. Direct your mind to focus only on what matters. Most people go through life reacting to whatever happens around them. They let their minds wander from one thing to another, never taking control of their focus. They allow distractions to dictate their priorities. They waste time on things that do not move them forward. But if you want to achieve anything great, you must train yourself to focus only on what matters. Your mind is your greatest tool, but only if you direct it with intention. If you do not control your thoughts, they will be controlled for you by distractions, by negativity, by meaningless things that pull you away from your goals. You must take charge. You must decide where your mental energy goes. You must choose to focus on what truly matters. The first step is clarity. You cannot direct your mind if you do not know what you want. You must define your goals with absolute certainty. You must know exactly where you are going and why it is important. Without this clarity, your focus will always be scattered. You will always be pulled in different directions. But when you have a clear purpose, your mind becomes a powerful force. Every decision you make, every action you take, will be guided by that purpose. Once you have clarity, you must eliminate everything that does not align with your goals. Most people struggle because they give their attention to things that drain their energy. They spend hours on entertainment that adds nothing to their growth. They engage in conversations that lead nowhere. They worry about things that do not matter. If you want to succeed, you cannot afford to waste mental space on useless distractions. Every day you must ask yourself, is this thought helping me? Is this activity bringing me closer to my goal? If the answer is no, let it go. Do not give your attention to things that do not move you forward. Do not allow your mind to dwell on negativity. Train yourself to stay focused on what matters. A strong mind does not entertain distractions. It does not waste energy on things outside its control. It stays locked onto its purpose. It ignores the noise. It remains focused on progress, no matter what happens. To develop this discipline, you must create an environment that supports your focus. Your surroundings affect your mind more than you realize. If you are constantly exposed to negativity, it will seep into your thinking. If you are surrounded by distractions, they will pull you away from your goals. You must remove anything that disrupts your focus. This means limiting time spent on social media and unnecessary entertainment. It means cutting out negative influences that drain your motivation. It means setting up a routine that keeps you on track. Winners do not allow their minds to be controlled by outside forces. They design their environment to support their success. Another key to mastering your focus is learning how to say no. Most people struggle because they try to do too many things at once. They spread their energy across too many priorities. But the most successful people are selective. They do not take on commitments that do not align with their vision. They do not let others dictate how they spend their time. They protect their focus with absolute discipline. Saying no is not about being rude or selfish. It is about valuing your time and energy. It is about understanding that every commitment you make takes away from something else. If you say yes to distractions, you are saying no to progress. If you say yes to negativity, you are saying no to growth. Every choice you make either brings you closer to your goal or pulls you further away. To take control of your focus, you must also develop the habit of deep work. Most people never reach their full potential because they are constantly switching from one thing to another. They never allow themselves to concentrate fully. They check their phones every few minutes. They let small interruptions break their momentum. But winners understand the power of deep focus. Deep work means blocking out distractions and immersing yourself in what matters. It means setting aside time where you do nothing but work on your most important goals. It means training your mind to stay engaged without looking for an escape. This kind of focus is rare, but it is what separates the successful from the average. If you struggle with focus, start small. Set a timer for 30 minutes and commit to working without interruptions. Over time, increase the duration. Train your brain to stay locked onto a task without wandering. The more you practice, the stronger your focus will become. Another thing that weakens focus is mental clutter. If your mind is filled with unfinished tasks, worries, and unnecessary thoughts, you will never be able to concentrate fully. This is why winners are disciplined about clearing their minds. They do not allow unresolved problems to take up space in their thinking. They handle what needs to be handled and move on. One way to do this is by writing things down. If you have a lot on your mind, put it on paper. Create a plan for what needs to be done. This simple habit frees up mental energy. It prevents you from constantly thinking about things that are not relevant in the moment. You must also guard your mind from negativity. Negative thoughts are distractions in disguise. They take up space that could be used for progress. They drain your motivation and make you hesitate. But you do not have to entertain these thoughts. You can choose to focus on things that make you stronger. Anytime a negative thought enters your mind, replace it with something better. Instead of thinking about what could go wrong, focus on what you can do to make things go right. Instead of dwelling on problems, think about solutions. Instead of worrying about failure, remind yourself that every setback is an opportunity to learn. Mastering your focus also means training your mind to stay present. Many people lose focus because they are constantly thinking about the past or the future. They replay mistakes. They worry about things that have not happened yet. But winners discipline their minds to stay in the present moment. The present is where progress happens. It is where action takes place. If you are too focused on the past, you will carry regret. If you are too focused on the future, you will carry anxiety. But when you train yourself to stay present, you become unstoppable. You put all your energy into what you can control right now. The ability to direct your mind is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. If you can control your focus, you can control your results. If you can train yourself to give your attention only to what matters, you will move forward faster than ever before. Success is not about luck or talent. It is about the ability to stay focused on what truly matters, day after day, without letting distractions take over. It is about having the discipline to eliminate anything that does not serve your purpose. It is about training your mind to work for you, not against you. So take control, decide what matters most. Eliminate everything that does not contribute to your success. Train your mind to focus on progress. If you do this, nothing will be able to stop you. Chapter 14. Reject weak thoughts and force yourself to be strong. Weak thoughts will destroy you if you let them. They will hold you back. They will make you hesitate when you should be moving forward. They will convince you that you are not good enough, not strong enough, not capable enough. But none of that is true. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is your mindset. If you allow weak thoughts to take over, you will never reach your full potential. But if you reject them, if you force yourself to think strong, powerful thoughts, you will become unstoppable. You must take control of your mind. You must make a decision right now that you will no longer entertain weakness. Weakness is not an option. It has no place in your life. It does not belong in your thinking. When a weak thought tries to enter your mind, you shut it down immediately. You replace it with something stronger. You do not let it stay for even a second. Strength is a choice. Most people do not understand this. They believe that some people are naturally strong while others are not. But that is a lie. Strength is something you build. It is something you create. Every time you reject weakness and choose strength, you get stronger. Every time you push yourself past doubt and fear, you develop mental toughness. This is how champions are made. This is how winners separate themselves from everyone else. They refuse to think like victims. They refuse to make excuses. They refuse to let their minds be filled with doubt and negativity. They force themselves to be strong, even when they do not feel like it. They train themselves to respond to every challenge with power. Most people do not do this. Most people give in to weak thoughts. They accept them as truth. They believe their doubts. They listen to the voice in their head that tells them to quit. But winners do not listen to that voice. They do not accept weakness. They fight against it. If you want to succeed, you must do the same. You must recognize weak thoughts for what they are. Barriers. They are nothing more than illusions trying to keep you from growing. They have no real power unless you give it to them. The moment you decide to reject them, they lose their hold on you. You must train yourself to replace weak thoughts with strength. If your mind says, "I can't do this," you respond with, "I will find a way." If your mind says, "This is too hard," you say, "I am getting stronger." If your mind says, "I am not good enough," you say, "I will work until I am great." You do not let your mind feed you weakness. You give it strength. Every time you push through self-doubt, you get mentally stronger. Every time you refuse to listen to negativity, you take another step toward your potential. Every time you reject weakness, you prove to yourself that you are in control of your mind. Most people never reach their goals because they are too comfortable with weakness. They allow negative thoughts to stay in their minds. They do not challenge them. They do not fight back. But you cannot afford to be like most people. You cannot afford to let weak thoughts control you. You must develop the habit of mental toughness. This means being relentless. It means refusing to back down. It means standing your ground when fear tries to take over. It means forcing yourself to keep going, even when your mind tells you to stop. Strength is built through action. If you want to be mentally strong, you must do things that make you uncomfortable. You must put yourself in situations that test you. You must challenge yourself daily. The more you push yourself, the more strength you will develop. Do not wait for strength to come to you. It will not. You must create it. You must demand it from yourself. You must decide that you will no longer tolerate weakness in your thinking. One of the best ways to reject weak thoughts is to control your environment. What you expose your mind to will shape the way you think. If you surround yourself with negativity, you will become negative. If you spend time with people who complain and make excuses, you will start doing the same. But if you surround yourself with strength, you will absorb it. If you listen to people who push you to be better, you will start thinking like them. Protect your mind. Do not let weak influences take over. Be intentional about what you allow into your life. Read books that challenge you. Listen to people who inspire you. Cut out anything that weakens your mindset. Another key to rejecting weak thoughts is taking control of your emotions. Your emotions will try to dictate your decisions. They will try to convince you to quit when things get tough. But emotions are not in charge. You are. You must train yourself to act based on your goals, not your feelings. There will be days when you feel unmotivated. There will be times when fear creeps in. But those moments are when you must be the strongest. Those are the times when you must force yourself to push through. Winners do not wait until they feel ready. They act despite their emotions. They train themselves to keep going no matter what. To build mental strength, you must also develop unshakable self-belief. Weak thoughts come from doubt. If you do not believe in yourself, your mind will be filled with fear. But confidence is a choice. You must decide that you are capable. You must remind yourself every day that you are strong enough, smart enough, and disciplined enough to succeed. Do not wait for someone else to validate you. Do not look for approval. Do not waste time worrying about what others think. Build your confidence through action. Prove to yourself that you can do hard things. Prove to yourself that you are in control. The more you take action, the more belief you will develop. Reprogram your mind to think like a winner. Stop feeding yourself doubt. Stop entertaining thoughts of failure. Train yourself to expect success. Train yourself to push forward no matter what. Train yourself to respond to every challenge with strength. Weak thoughts will always try to creep in. That is the nature of the mind. But you have the power to reject them. You have the power to decide what you believe. You have the power to shape your mindset. If you want to be successful, you must make the decision today that you will no longer accept weakness. You will no longer listen to doubt. You will no longer allow fear to dictate your actions. From this moment on, you will force yourself to think strong, act strong, and live strong. Strength is built in the moments when you refuse to quit. Strength is built when you push past discomfort. Strength is built when you demand more from yourself. Every time you reject weakness, you are shaping a mindset that cannot be broken. So make the choice. Be strong. Stay strong. Refuse to give in. Your future depends on it. Chapter 15. Teach your mind to stay hungry for success. Success belongs to those who refuse to settle, those who wake up every day with an insatiable drive to push forward. It is not given to those who wait, nor to those who seek comfort. It is earned by those who demand more from themselves, those who never stop moving, those who refuse to let circumstances dictate their potential. Hunger is the difference between those who reach their goals and those who watch from the sidelines, wondering what could have been. It all starts with a mindset. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the results you achieve. If your thoughts are weak, your results will be weak. If your hunger fades, so will your progress. The people who accomplish extraordinary things do not rely on motivation. They do not wait for inspiration. They do not allow distractions, setbacks, or failures to weaken their resolve. They force themselves to stay hungry. They remind themselves every single day that there is more to achieve, more to learn, more to build. Complacency is a slow poison that kills dreams before they even have the chance to become reality. The moment you start feeling satisfied, the moment you begin to believe that you have done enough, is the moment you start losing. Those who reach the top and stay there understand this deeply. They know that success is not permanent, that effort must be sustained, that the drive to improve must never fade. The second you stop pushing, the world moves past you. Someone else will take the opportunities you let slip away. Someone else will outwork you if you allow them to. To keep hunger alive, you must constantly challenge yourself. Every day must be a test of discipline, a test of your willingness to do more than what is expected. Push beyond what is comfortable. Go beyond what is required. Most people will do the minimum. Most will stop when it gets hard. Most will find reasons to slow down. You must be different. You must force yourself to keep going, even when every part of you wants to stop. Your goals must be so big that they scare you. If your goals do not push you, they are not strong enough to keep you moving forward. Set targets that stretch you, that force you to become better, that make you uncomfortable. The biggest mistake people make is setting goals that are too small, goals that do not require them to evolve. They achieve something minor and then relax, believing they have done enough. But success is not about reaching a single goal. It is about continually raising the bar. Once you accomplish something, the next challenge must be even greater. This is how hunger is maintained. This is how you keep your edge. The people you surround yourself with will either fuel your hunger or weaken it. If you spend time with those who are content with mediocrity, their mindset will rub off on you. They will convince you that you are doing enough. They will make you feel like your ambition is excessive, like you should slow down, like you should be satisfied. But if you surround yourself with high achievers, people who are constantly growing, constantly improving, constantly striving for more, their energy will push you to do the same. You must study those who have achieved what you desire. Look at their work ethic. Observe their habits. Learn how they think, how they approach challenges, how they respond to failure. Success leaves clues. The most successful people are not necessarily the most talented. They are the ones who are the most relentless, the most disciplined, the most committed to never letting their hunger fade. Learning must become a lifelong habit. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. Those who remain at the top never believe they know everything. They are always searching for new information, new strategies, new insights that can give them an edge. Read books, listen to those who have more experience, seek knowledge wherever you can find it. The more you learn, the more you realize how much more there is to master. This keeps you engaged. This keeps you sharp. This keeps you pushing forward. Success is built through relentless effort. It is not about talent, not about luck, not about waiting for the right opportunity. It is about putting in the work, day after day, without excuses. The most driven individuals do not allow their emotions to dictate their actions. They do not wait until they feel like working hard. They show up and do what is necessary, no matter how they feel. This is what separates them from the rest. When you start to feel like slowing down, remind yourself why you started in the first place. Remember the sacrifices you have made. Think about the life you are working to create. Think about the people who are counting on you, the goals you have yet to reach, the vision you have for your future. Let that fuel you. Let that remind you that stopping is not an option. Competition is one of the greatest sources of fuel. When you know there is someone out there working just as hard as you, if not harder, it forces you to push yourself beyond your limits. Study your competition. Use them as a benchmark, not to envy, not to compare, but to challenge yourself to be better. Success is not about being better than others. It is about being better than you were yesterday. It is about surpassing your own expectations. The biggest mistake you can make is believing you have arrived. The moment you think you have done enough, you have already lost. The people who stay at the top are the ones who act like they are still at the bottom, the ones who keep their mindset in the beginner phase, always hungry, always looking for the next challenge. They do not allow success to make them complacent. They do not allow comfort to weaken their drive. No matter how much you achieve, there is always another level. No matter how much progress you make, there is always more to learn. The key to long-term success is to develop a mindset that never stops reaching for more. A mindset that never allows satisfaction to kill ambition. A mindset that refuses to settle. If you want to achieve greatness, you must train your mind to stay hungry. Every single day must be a step forward. You must demand more from yourself. You must refuse to make excuses. You must push yourself harder than anyone else will. The world does not reward those who wait. It rewards those who never stop moving, never stop improving, never stop pushing forward. Hunger is the fuel that will take you to the top. Never let it fade. Chapter 16. Challenge every fear and reprogram your thinking. Fear is the invisible chain that holds most people back from achieving their full potential. It whispers doubts into the mind, magnifies obstacles, and convinces individuals to stay within their comfort zones. But fear is not reality. It is a mental construct, a limitation created by past experiences, failures, and the opinions of others. If you want to break free, if you want to take control of your life, you must challenge every fear that stands in your way. You must reprogram your mind to see fear not as a barrier, but as an invitation to grow. The mind is powerful, but it can also be deceptive. It will always choose what feels safe, what is familiar, what is predictable. It will try to protect you from discomfort, from uncertainty, from risk. But real growth, real transformation does not happen in safety. It happens when you step into the unknown, when you face your fears head-on, when you train your mind to no longer be controlled by them. Every fear that stops you is an opportunity to build strength. If you avoid it, it grows. If you confront it, it shrinks. The strongest people in the world, the most successful, the most fearless, are not those who were born without fear. They are the ones who learned to master it. They did not let fear dictate their choices. They did not let doubt determine their future. They acted in spite of fear. To reprogram your thinking, you must first understand the nature of fear. Fear is not real danger. It is the anticipation of a worst-case scenario that has not yet happened. It is the mind creating imaginary outcomes, convincing you that failure is certain, that embarrassment is inevitable, that disaster is waiting. But how many times have you feared something, only to realize later that it was not as bad as you imagined? How many times has fear stopped you from taking action, only for you to regret not moving forward? The truth is, fear is often a lie. The first step to overcoming fear is awareness. You must identify what you fear and why you fear it. Is it rejection, failure, uncertainty? Once you bring your fears into the light, they lose their power. Most people never examine their fears. They simply react to them. They allow fear to shape their decisions without questioning its validity. But you must challenge your fears with logic. Ask yourself, what is the worst that could happen? And if the worst happened, could you handle it? The answer is almost always yes. Fear thrives on avoidance. The more you run from it, the stronger it becomes. If you fear public speaking, the only way to eliminate that fear is to speak in public. If you fear failure, the only way to overcome it is to take action and risk failing. Avoiding fear does not protect you, it imprisons you. The only way to become fearless is to do what you fear repeatedly until it no longer controls you. Your thoughts shape your reality. If your mind is filled with fear-based thinking, your life will reflect that. But if you train your mind to focus on strength, resilience, and possibility, everything changes. You must replace fear-based thoughts with empowering thoughts. Instead of thinking, "What if I fail?" train your mind to ask, "What if I succeed?" Instead of saying, "I'm not ready," tell yourself, "I will figure it out." Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, focus on what could go right. Your brain is constantly being programmed by the thoughts you allow to dominate your mind. If you allow fear-based thinking to take root, it will dictate your choices, your actions, and ultimately your results. But if you consciously choose to replace those thoughts with powerful, positive, action-driven beliefs, your entire life will shift. One of the most powerful ways to reprogram your mind is through visualization. See yourself overcoming your fears. Picture yourself succeeding. Imagine yourself taking bold action with confidence. The mind does not know the difference between imagination and reality. The more you visualize success, the more your brain starts to accept it as possible. And once your mind believes it, your body will follow. Another critical factor in rewiring your thinking is controlling what you consume. Fear is often reinforced by external influences, the news, social media, negative people. If you constantly expose yourself to negativity, your mind will absorb it. But if you fill your mind with powerful ideas, with stories of resilience, with knowledge and wisdom, your mindset will shift. Read books that challenge you to think bigger. Listen to voices that inspire confidence. Surround yourself with people who refuse to let fear control them. The most powerful shift you can make is changing your relationship with failure. Fear of failure is what stops most people from ever trying. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every successful person has failed more times than they can count. The difference is, they did not allow failure to stop them. They used it as fuel. They learned from it, adjusted, and kept going. If you remove the fear of failure, you remove the biggest obstacle standing in your way. Reprogramming your mind requires daily effort. Fear-based thinking has been conditioned into you over years, sometimes decades. You cannot undo it overnight, but with consistent effort, you can reshape the way you think. Start small, challenge one fear at a time, train your mind to see discomfort as a sign of growth. Celebrate every step forward, no matter how small. Over time, fear will lose its grip on you. You have two choices: let fear control you or take control of your mind. The choice you make will determine the life you live. Fear will always be there. It is part of the human experience, but it does not have to dictate your actions. You can train yourself to act in spite of fear. You can develop the mindset of someone who does not hesitate, someone who does not overthink, someone who takes action and figures things out along the way. Every time you challenge a fear, you weaken it. Every time you push past doubt, you gain confidence. Every time you act in spite of hesitation, you become stronger. This is how you transform. This is how you build a mind that refuses to be limited. The question is not whether fear exists. It always will. The real question is, will you let it stop you? Or will you push through it and become the person you were meant to be? Chapter 17. Set higher standards and train your mind to follow. The level of success you achieve in life is determined by the standards you set for yourself. Most people settle for mediocrity, not because they lack potential, but because they have accepted a level of life far beneath what they are capable of. If you want to transform your results, you must first raise your standards. You must decide that average is no longer acceptable. You must commit to a new way of thinking, a new way of operating, a new level of demand from yourself. Your standards shape your behavior. If you set low standards, your actions will reflect them. If you expect little from yourself, you will do little. If you tolerate excuses, you will live in a cycle of missed opportunities and wasted time. But the moment you decide that you will no longer accept anything less than your absolute best, everything changes. Your mind begins to adjust. Your habits shift. Your choices become more aligned with the person you want to become. Look at the most successful individuals in any field. They did not get there by accident. They set higher expectations for themselves than anyone else would. They refused to accept mediocrity. They demanded discipline, effort, and excellence from themselves long before they saw results. Success does not come to those who wish for it. It comes to those who require it from themselves. If you want to elevate your life, start by evaluating your current standards. What do you tolerate from yourself? Do you accept laziness? Do you allow yourself to give up when things get difficult? Do you let fear dictate your actions? Be brutally honest with yourself. Your current reality is a reflection of the standards you have set. If you are not where you want to be, it is because you have accepted less than you are capable of. Raising your standards requires a complete shift in mindset. You must train yourself to think differently. Instead of making excuses, you must develop a habit of finding solutions. Instead of settling for what is easy, you must choose what challenges you. Instead of accepting temporary comfort, you must commit to long-term success. The key to making this shift is consistency. Anyone can raise their standards for a day, a week, or even a month. But true transformation happens when higher standards become your way of life. This means holding yourself accountable every single day. It means refusing to lower your expectations, even when no one is watching. It means making excellence your new default. The mind will resist change at first. It will try to pull you back to what is familiar. It will tempt you to relax, to lower your expectations, to justify why you don't need to push harder. But this is where mental training comes in. You must override those old patterns and rewire your thinking. You must teach your mind that there is no turning back, that your new standards are not negotiable. Training your mind to follow your new standards requires discipline. You cannot wait for motivation. It is unreliable. You must act regardless of how you feel. Successful people do not operate based on emotion. They operate based on commitment. They do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. They have conditioned their minds to follow their standards, not their moods. Chapter 18. Expect great results and never allow doubt to win. Your expectations shape your reality. The way you think about your future determines how you approach every opportunity, every challenge, and every moment of your life. If you expect failure, you will subconsciously act in ways that bring failure into existence. If you expect to struggle, you will find yourself struggling. But if you expect great results, if you truly believe that success is inevitable, you will start making choices that lead you toward that reality. Great results are not accidents. They are created through a mindset that refuses to accept anything less. This is where most people fall short. They let doubt creep in. They hesitate. They convince themselves that success is reserved for others but not for them. They allow fear to dictate their actions. They sabotage their own potential because they do not demand enough from their minds. You must train yourself to expect victory. This does not mean ignoring reality or pretending that challenges do not exist. It means developing an unshakable belief that no matter what happens, you will find a way to succeed. It means refusing to entertain thoughts of failure. It means conditioning your mind to operate from a position of confidence rather than hesitation. Doubt is the enemy of success. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you are not good enough, that you are not ready, that you might fail. If you listen to doubt, it will destroy your momentum before you even begin. The only way to eliminate doubt is to take control of your mind. You cannot allow hesitation to control you. You cannot afford to give power to uncertainty. You must make a decision. You either allow doubt to rule your life, or you rise above it. The most powerful way to defeat doubt is through action. When you take massive action, when you push forward even when you don't feel ready, you weaken the voice of hesitation. Every time you move forward despite uncertainty, you train your mind to expect results instead of failure. The more you act, the more confident you become. And confidence destroys doubt. Many people fail before they even start because they let negative expectations dictate their choices. They assume things will not work out. They expect resistance, so they hesitate. They expect problems, so they never take the first step. But the most successful people expect progress. They expect solutions. They move forward knowing that success is within reach, not because they are lucky, but because they refuse to accept failure as an option. Your mind will always search for evidence to support what you believe. If you constantly expect problems, your brain will find them. If you expect success, your mind will focus on opportunities instead of obstacles. The key is to program your thinking to focus on what is possible rather than what could go wrong. This is not blind optimism. It is strategic thinking. It is training yourself to approach life with a mindset that looks for solutions rather than excuses. The process of rewiring your expectations requires daily discipline. Every thought you entertain either strengthens confidence or feeds doubt. If you allow uncertainty to linger, it will spread. The moment you recognize hesitation creeping in, you must shut it down. Replace doubt with certainty. Replace hesitation with movement. Refuse to let any thought remain in your mind that does not serve your vision. There will be moments when things do not go as planned. This is where most people retreat. They take one setback as proof that they are not meant to succeed. But the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who settle is this: the successful never allow doubt to win. They do not see setbacks as failure, they see them as temporary. They do not let one challenge define their future. They keep moving forward, expecting results, no matter what. Your level of expectation determines your level of effort. If you do not truly believe that success is possible for you, you will never give your full energy. You will hold back. You will hesitate. But when you fully expect victory, you will work at a different level. You will show up with intensity. You will push yourself beyond what is comfortable. You will refuse to accept excuses because you know that the result you want is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of commitment. It is not enough to simply wish for success. Wishing leaves room for uncertainty. Expecting means you operate as if success is already on its way. You prepare for it. You train for it. You put in the effort required because you know that the results are inevitable if you refuse to quit. This is the mindset of champions. They do not merely hope for greatness. They demand it. They work for it. They act with total conviction. When you expect success, you carry yourself differently. Your posture changes. Your energy shifts. You speak with authority because you believe in what you are saying. People respond to certainty. The world rewards confidence. If you hesitate, if you seem unsure, if you let doubt show, others will not believe in you. But when you walk into every situation, knowing that you belong, knowing that you will succeed, people take notice. Developing this level of certainty takes time, but it starts with a decision. You must decide right now that from this moment forward, you will no longer allow doubt to control your mind. You will no longer question whether you are capable. You will no longer give power to hesitation. Instead, you will expect victory. You will demand results. You will operate with the mindset of someone who refuses to settle for anything less than excellence. Every day, remind yourself that success is yours if you refuse to quit. Strengthen your belief by taking action. Let each step forward reinforce your confidence. Push yourself beyond what feels comfortable. Condition your mind to expect great results, and over time, your life will reflect that expectation. Doubt only wins if you allow it. Choose confidence. Choose certainty. Choose to expect greatness, and then back it up with relentless effort. The results will follow. Chapter 19. Turn your mind into a tool for unstoppable growth. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have. It can either be your greatest weapon or your biggest limitation. The way you train it, the way you use it, and the way you direct it determines everything about your future. If you learn to harness its full power, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Most people do not maximize the potential of their minds. They allow their thoughts to be shaped by circumstances rather than by conscious design. They react to life instead of taking control. They accept limitations that are not real simply because they have never questioned them. But if you want to experience unstoppable growth, you must take full command of your thinking. You must train your mind to work for you instead of against you. Growth begins with awareness. You cannot change what you do not recognize. If you are not actively monitoring your thoughts, they will be shaped by external influences, by fear, by negativity, by past experiences that no longer serve you. The first step is to observe your own thinking. Pay attention to the patterns in your mind. Are they pushing you forward, or are they holding you back? Are they empowering you, or are they keeping you small? Your mind must be programmed for growth. Just like a muscle, it strengthens with use. If you feed it powerful thoughts, if you challenge it with new information, if you push it beyond its current limits, it will expand. But if you allow it to stay in the same patterns, if you accept the same old beliefs, it will stagnate. Growth requires intentional effort. You must deliberately shape the way you think. One of the most important shifts you can make is to replace passive thinking with active thinking. Passive thinking is allowing thoughts to drift without direction. It is accepting whatever enters your mind without questioning it. Active thinking is taking full control. It is questioning every belief, challenging every assumption, and directing your thoughts with purpose. It is refusing to let your mind be controlled by anything other than your highest vision. To train your mind for unstoppable growth, you must cultivate curiosity. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. The most successful people in the world are obsessed with knowledge. They do not assume they know everything. They constantly seek new insights, new perspectives, new skills. They read, they study, they surround themselves with people who challenge their thinking. They understand that the mind is a limitless resource, but only if you continue to feed it. You must also train yourself to think in solutions rather than problems. Weak minds dwell on obstacles. Strong minds look for possibilities. If you condition yourself to always ask, what is the solution? What is the next move? You will develop a mindset that refuses to stay stuck. This is one of the most powerful shifts you can make. The ability to see past difficulties and focus on possibilities separates those who achieve great things from those who stay trapped in limitations. Your mind should be a tool for creation, not a prison of limitation. Most people use their minds to justify why they cannot do something. They build mental walls around themselves, reinforcing their fears and doubts. But the greatest achievers use their minds to construct paths to success. They focus on what is possible rather than what is difficult. They train themselves to see opportunity in every challenge. Discipline is the foundation of mental growth. You cannot expect your mind to function at a high level if you do not train it daily. Just as a body weakens without exercise, the mind deteriorates without challenge. Every day, push yourself to think in new ways. Expose yourself to ideas that stretch your perspective. Challenge your assumptions. Make learning a non-negotiable habit. You must also develop mental resilience. Growth is uncomfortable. It requires stepping into the unknown, taking risks, and embracing challenges. If you want to become unstoppable, you must rewire your brain to see discomfort as a signal of progress rather than something to avoid. When you push beyond what is familiar, when you train yourself to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, your mind adapts. It becomes stronger. It becomes more powerful. One of the most effective ways to strengthen your mind is to master your self-talk. The words you say to yourself shape your reality. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, that something is too hard, that success is out of reach, your mind will make that belief a reality. But if you reinforce powerful thoughts, if you tell yourself, I can figure this out, I am capable, I am growing stronger every day, you will reprogram your thinking for success. Growth also requires eliminating mental clutter. Most people fill their minds with distractions. They consume useless information, waste time on things that do not matter, and allow negativity to take up space in their thoughts. You must protect your mind like you would protect anything valuable. Be intentional about what you allow in. Choose to focus only on what strengthens you. Another key to developing a mind that drives unstoppable growth is to adopt a long-term perspective. Many people think only about the immediate moment. They allow short-term emotions to dictate their decisions. But if you train yourself to think years ahead, to operate with patience and strategy, you will build a mindset that is capable of achieving anything. The people who grow the most are the ones who never stop evolving. They do not stay attached to outdated beliefs. They do not cling to the past. They remain adaptable, always willing to upgrade their thinking. If you want to reach your highest potential, you must be willing to let go of old thought patterns that no longer serve you. Growth means transformation. It means constantly refining the way you see the world. Ultimately, your mind is the most powerful asset you have. If you neglect it, if you allow it to operate on autopilot, you will never reach your full potential. But if you take control, if you train it, strengthen it, and push it beyond its limits, you will become unstoppable. Every great achievement begins in the mind. Master your thoughts, and you will master your future. Chapter 20. Decide right now to think and live like a champion. A champion is not just someone who wins. It is someone who decides that they will never accept anything less than their best. It is a mindset, a way of thinking, a refusal to settle. Right now, you have the power to make that decision. You can choose to operate at a higher level. You can decide that you will think and live like a champion, no matter what stands in your way. Champions are not born, they are made. They are forged in the fire of discipline, in the struggle of overcoming obstacles, in the relentless pursuit of something greater. Every champion, in any field, started as an ordinary person who made an extraordinary decision to never think small, to never accept mediocrity, and to never allow fear or doubt to dictate their actions. Thinking like a champion begins with clarity. You must define what success means to you. You must create a vision that is so powerful that it pulls you forward even on the hardest days. Without a clear target, you will drift. Without a definite purpose, you will hesitate. Champions move with precision because they know exactly where they are going. Living like a champion requires total commitment. It is not about doing what is easy. It is about doing what is necessary. When others quit, champions keep going. When others make excuses, champions find solutions. They do not wait for motivation. They do not rely on external circumstances. They wake up every day and take action, regardless of how they feel. Champions take full responsibility for their lives. They do not blame circumstances. They do not make excuses, and they do not wait for permission to succeed. They understand that every decision they make either moves them forward or holds them back. They own their choices, and because of that, they control their destiny. Thinking like a champion means eliminating self-doubt. Champions do not waste time questioning whether they are good enough. They do not let fear stop them. They do not allow uncertainty to slow them down. They operate with a deep belief in themselves. Even when they do not have all the answers, even when they are stepping into the unknown, they move forward with confidence. Champions embrace challenges. They do not shy away from difficulty. They run toward it. They understand that growth happens in discomfort. They know that every obstacle is an opportunity to get stronger, to sharpen their skills, to push themselves beyond their previous limits. The bigger the challenge, the greater the reward. Discipline is the foundation of a champion's mindset. Success is not built on occasional effort. It is built on consistent execution. Champions train their minds and bodies every single day. They follow routines that reinforce their goals. They do not let distractions pull them away from what matters. They do not allow emotions to control their actions. They do what needs to be done, even when they do not feel like it. Champions master their thoughts. They do not entertain weak thinking. They do not allow negativity to take hold. They understand that every thought they allow into their minds either strengthens them or weakens them. They consciously choose powerful, focused, and determined thoughts. They guard their mental state with absolute discipline. Living like a champion means raising your standards. It means refusing to accept anything less than the best from yourself. It means expecting more, demanding more, and pushing yourself to reach higher. Champions do not settle for average. They do not accept good enough. They set higher expectations for themselves than anyone else ever could. Champions surround themselves with winners. They do not allow negativity into their environment. They do not spend time with people who complain, who doubt, who refuse to grow. They seek out those who inspire them, who challenge them, who push them to be better. They create an environment that fuels their success. To think and live like a champion, you must develop resilience. There will be setbacks. There will be failures. There will be moments when nothing seems to go your way. Champions do not let these moments define them. They use failure as fuel. They turn every setback into a lesson. They refuse to break under pressure. Champions are obsessed with growth. They never stop learning, never stop improving, never stop pushing their limits. They are always looking for ways to get better, to refine their skills, to sharpen their mindset. They know that the moment they stop growing, they start falling behind. The decision to think and live like a champion is yours. No one can make it for you. No one can force you to level up. But if you make that choice, if you decide right now that you will operate at the highest level, you will change the course of your life. You will step into a mindset that refuses to lose, refuses to settle, and refuses to stop until greatness is achieved. This is your moment. Make the decision. Think like a champion. Live like a champion. And never look back.